Welcome on to the original Gordito podcast. It is episode 72, recording this on Wednesday, June 17th. And we got a special surprise for you, a little sitting and bullshitting new segment we're going to try. You know, we've been saying it, and today is a day little special surprise as I sit down with my good friend, the Loc. Jacob Rodrigues bringing it back. Came this morning. We had a little sit down. So we're going to have that for you later on in the episode. But for right now, let's start off with a vinyl vibe. I'm feeling a little bit of old school. Got to hang out with the compa today. So a little bit of Run-D.M.C. My Adidas. Oh, okay. Hold on. We were down the whole time. Oh. All right. So a little bit of technical difficulty there. So you enjoyed My Adidas. I'm feeling old school today. I had to take extra long on the vinyl vibe because we got our Pecan Street Rum here. I just finished serving sweets here. Hers beautiful bottle, signed by the distillers themselves over at Spirit of Texas Distillery. They told me the head brew whiskey master guy there said that if I mix some of this dark pecan rum, distilled over shelled Texas pecans, with a little bit of Dr. Pepper, we're going diet here. Diet Dr. Pepper just tastes just like regular Dr. Pepper. That's what the commercial says. So let me put that beautiful bottle. I told him it's almost too pretty to open.
Almost. Excited.
Nice little cork there. I don't know if the camera captures how beautiful that bottle is. It looks like a heart. You got a pecan on there, but it almost looks like a tattoo heart, and it's got kind of that design on there. So we got that little beautiful design that I was trying to get in the frame, but that's not gonna work. So a little cheers to you. It's gonna be a fun little short episode for us, but we got an interview coming up. Not an interview, just a sitting and bullshitting kind of thing. I recorded one with Luis Suarez. We're gonna have to re-record it, but I had Jacob Rodrigues, the Vatos Locos of comedy brother there himself. He came in this morning, and we had a nice little sit down, just me and him chatting like old times. In his first time in the new setup, studio. We talked and reminisced a little bit about our humble beginnings in the podcast game, and still humble beginnings, but. You know, we're not here. We started at the bottom and we're like here. We still got a ways to go. But it was nice chatting with him. Hadn't seen him in quite a while. He told me it'd been a year for him.
Really?
It's been a year since he's been on stage as a stand-up.
Wow. He
took a little break for family and all that. We talked about that. That is delicious. That was my first sip. Wow.
So good.
Okay, so we'll give you a full review on that once we finish. That is amazing. That is I don't like rum. I don't like rum. I think they're too sweet. And that is delicious. You saw, I don't know if you saw the pours. Maybe I poured 1 to 2 ratio.
Probably 2, because this is a strong sucker.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, so it's good. Very not too sweet. Doesn't overpower the soda at all. But you can taste that pecan flavor in there. So
you say pecan, right? Like you're not one of those people that ever call it pecan.
No, like my buddy Jay LaFar says, a pecan's what you take with you on a long road trip, so you don't gotta stop your truck.
Okay, I think we might have talked about this before, but I just want to make sure. I hate when people say pecan.
No one in Texas says pecan.
I just think anyway.
That's pecan. But yeah. So anyway, I was talking to him about that. So instantly made me think. Well, right, I'm over here bitching about. I've been on stage in 2.5 months. You know, he went a year.
Yeah.
You know, by choice, and we talked a little bit about that, about when we could expect to see him back and all that, and so that was a nice little chat. So
I can't wait to hear it.
To sharing that with y'all. But before we get to that, I feel like I'm fully back in full swing after this weekend. I had my first road trip.
Yes.
Post Corona. Right. And it was an experience, man. Like it instantly on the road, it felt good. Like I'm back on the road. A lot of fucking traffic out there on the interstates.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are obviously just traveling again. I remember when I drove back from Phoenix, the roads were empty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, nope, not anymore.
Everybody.
Ran into traffic in San Antonio, ran into traffic in Austin. You know, it is just, it's back
to normal.
Back to normal.
So did you just feel like complete?
It felt weird, right? So it felt normal right up until the point that I got to the hotel. I got to the hotel and everything. The hotel was, of course, they have to practice their method of social distancing. So I got there and they were right away. They're like, so there's no buffets open. No more breakfast buffets because the buffets are not sanitary. So no more continental breakfast. Turn down cleaning service daily only at request. So in other words, they'll clean in between. But they're not gonna send your housekeeper in there every day just to fucking fluff your pillow. So yeah,
I like that because I don't like when they come in.
When they come in, yeah, I don't care. I normally leave it on there. I don't care. I don't need my. Yeah. I just need new towels, and I'll walk to the desk and get them myself. So that's cool. So no one has an excuse to come in. So that was an interesting change. And then of course the venues themselves, the shows had to be outdoors. Right, did Spirit of Texas on Friday in Pflugerville. So it's a suburban area. They self-described rednecks. That's what they told me. I was like, so what is Pflugerville? What is Pflugerville? Doesn't like Austin. They think they're all yuppie towns and whatever.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so I was like, so what does Austin think about Pflugerville? Like when I go to Austin tomorrow and they say I was in Pflugerville, what kind of reaction do I get? They're like, think we're a bunch of rednecks. And she goes, and we are. Like, all right. Well, hey, embrace it, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about the term. I've never called anyone a redneck as an insult. I always thought it was just a cultural thing. It means you're country. You drive a pickup truck, but you live in you don't live on a ranch necessarily. Those are rednecks to me.
Okay.
The cityfied country folk.
Cityfied country.
Maybe you live in a trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe you live in a manufactured home. You hunt and you drive a pickup truck and you fish and you live that redneck city life. That's me. So that was Pflugerville. So it was interesting seeing the way different that it was. So Spirit of Texas. Definitely, they had the hand sanitizer out. All the tables were spaced out. Okay. They moved the show outdoors, which freaking hot as hell. Yeah. So I will never bitch about stage lights again. I used to hate when like the stage lights are blaring on you and you end up just sweating your balls off.
Yeah.
And no. Sunlight is way, way harsher. Having to do 2 outdoor shows back to back. Because then the next night I was in Austin at a drive-in movie theater.
That would have been so cool.
And I'd like to thank you, my love. You probably are responsible for the success of that show.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a good show at all. I told Luis, I was like, we're going to be pessimistic tonight because he was a little nervous. I said, hey, just tell yourself it's going to be a bad show. And that way, if it ends up being good,
you're like, hell yeah,
a little better. Or if it ends up being less than a bomb, then you're happily surprised.
Yeah,
because that's the only way we're gonna get through this. Just prepare yourself that you're just gonna go up there and tell your jokes to nobody because they're gonna be in a car, and even if they're laughing, you can't hear them.
And then they can't see you. Is what you're thinking,
right? They can't see you because some people came in SUVs and a couple rows couldn't see. But they said that ultimately they could see. That they could see us at the top of the driving because it kind of goes at an incline.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It wasn't a steep incline, but it was there was a little bit of a pitch there, and so but on the road up there, you told me that you had seen Dave Chappelle's special.
Yes.
And he talked about him doing a drive-in show where everyone had to honk.
Yeah.
And so I liked that idea. I was like, all you need is basically some feedback. So I told Luis, I was like, when you go up there, he was opening the show. So when you go up there, tell him, hey, if you think something's funny, honk, flash your lights.
Yeah.
Do something to, turn on your wipers. Do something to let us know like that you're enjoying what we're doing. My second concern was that the show was going to be done over an FM transmitter. Mm-hmm. And then my concern was, is there going to be any kind of delay? Right, that I need to be worried about.
Yeah.
That, okay, tell a joke, and then 5 seconds later, people are gonna laugh. But no, it was pretty instant. They have to have it synced up to show the movie, because the sound audio from the movie has to match. So it's pretty instant there.
Oh, good.
So at least not any kind of delay that the normal human ear could pick up on. So if it was, it's probably just a couple seconds or whatever.
Cool.
So yeah, so that was cool to experience. That show went great. Again, it was like at 6:30 at night, right as the sun was not quite down, 3/4 in the sky, blaring. So I was drenched after 45 minutes in the hot sun. Never again. Well, you can put all the spotlights on me that you want, and I will be happy about it. And this weekend's my first weekend. Kind of back.
Yeah.
Back to I've been doing the private parties. I got back Sunday. I did another private party. Mm-hmm. Did a graduation party. Also hot because it was in a barbecue joint. So I'm just happy. I'm happy that I get to do comedy in the air condition for a change. I've been doing these backyard parties. Yeah. Which I'm so thankful for. Keep them coming. Uh-huh. I can use to lose the water weight. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying it's gonna make me so much more grateful for the chance to do comedy in a comedy club. Yeah, right? Mesquite Street Comedy Club, my home club. Mm-hmm. Back at it this weekend with Chingo Bling for the Going Viral tour. Mm-hmm. We're doing it big Friday and Saturday night, 2 shows each night. Wow. There's still some tickets left for select shows, so go and see what you can. They're gonna be doing it in the big room, so everything should be spaced out nicely, so that everyone has enough room. I don't know what other precautions they're taking right now, but I'm sure they're things gonna be different. But ultimately, once you get past the thermometer and the spacing and the no menus on the table, however they're gonna do it, the one thing remains the same, and that's these are jokes. We're here to have a good time. We're here to laugh. We're here to vibe, and just forget about everything outside of those 4 walls for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just do that. That's what we came here for, to laugh. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing that in Corpus, in my hometown.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Chingo's audiences are always amazing. They always come ready to laugh, so I'm not even worried about that. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah. Get back in the swing of things.
That's the thing. And then that's it for right now. Like, I don't have anything. July is usually kind of a dead month for me. I know some of Chingo's dates are rescheduled for right now. So for July, so I need to get with him this week and see what else is going on. Still planning on putting out the album. I started doing my research. I'm going to give y'all weekly updates. Hold me accountable. All right.
I like that.
Not that I just said so.
I like
so
that.
We're looking at DistroKid. It is apparently the website, the way of the future. Ludacris said so himself. Right. Ludacris is the future. DistroKid is the future. That's how you get. They handled the distribution for you for unlimited uploads for like a low one-time fee, like $19.99, and they handle your distribution. They get you on iTunes, they get you on Spotify verified, they get you on Pandora, they get you on YouTube. You upload it and they handle that part of it for you. So and you own 100% of your content. So
nice.
So yeah, so looking into that a little bit more. Want to make sure that, like I said, everything checks out. Yeah. Read the fine print and all that. Playing around with the album art. I was trying to get Josh to see if he wanted to draw me something. I would love to have. I'm big in involving y'all. I think it means especially after we found out that you're make a cameo on it. I was like, look, how else can I make this special, at least to me, something that we could have, and very much like the way quarantine was. Even though we never went past that one episode, you know, it's something we did together as a cohesive unit, and it was cool. And it's like a little snapshot of our experience here. Yeah. As a family, like, hey, remember that time that we did a show together? Yeah. As a family, you know, even if none of y'all got the acting bug, where did the camera go on you?
It's right here.
Okay, Lindsay moved it, so there you go. You're not centered. There you go. That's why I was like, that's not the way I had it set up. Like you were over, like scrunched in the corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay.
I can't see, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just checked it right now. It's okay. For those of you watching on YouTube, sorry you couldn't see my beautiful wife clearly the entire time.
That's okay. I'm cool with that.
But she's for me to look at anyway.
Exactly. But yeah, you asked Josh to do the cover art, and he was like, "No,
nah, not interested." And I'm not gonna force him.
Yeah.
So I think it's because he knew that I was gonna have notes. He likes to draw what he likes to draw. Yeah. He hasn't gotten to the point in his art where he's okay with being commissioned. Right. To do stuff. He that's why he didn't like his art teacher this year. Right. Hopefully his art teacher doesn't listen. I don't think she listens. I don't even think she knows who I am. So I think we're okay safe. There. I think we're safe there. He didn't care for his art teacher too much because he's at the point where he just wants to draw what he wants to draw. Is that an ice cream man? We haven't had an ice cream man drive by here. I've never heard an ice cream man, and you picked my podcast day, Mr. Ice Cream Man. I got my own ice cream sandwiches because you never come down this road.
He did today.
He did today, man. He did today.
That's funny.
So yeah, so working on that. Album art, figuring out the distribution, and then figuring out. I also did a little research on figuring out if I need to send it off for any kind of mastering or anything. Figuring out what the hell mastering even is. Yeah. Apparently, it's just a second sound engineer that just kind of tweaks it unbiasedly to make sure that all the tracks are at the same level. It's more for music, I think, than comedy. But I'm trying to do a little research if that's something that I should be investing money in, if it's going to improve or enhance the overall project. Right. I played it for Luis. I'm still getting it. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me that I shouldn't. Like it's weird. Like I realize that. Like I'm waiting for someone to say, like I'm worried that I'm like oh man, like is it as good as I think it is? Because I'm proud. I was pleasantly surprised. I said last week that it's something that held up. That I was held up. That I wasn't embarrassed by. And he goes, no man, it's great. The audience sounds amazing. He goes, honestly, it sounds better than a lot of the comedy albums out there. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't care that it's better, but I didn't want it to be lower quality than something else you would get on iTunes. Right. As far as comedy albums go. Yeah. So we're doing onward with that. So week 2, we're still planning on getting the album out. Don't have an official release date for you, but we are
working on it.
We're making strides. We're making strides. We're getting the podcast out. The podcast videos are coming out regularly. We finally got some guests. Yes. Coming in. Let's go ahead and let's play the interview. Okay. With Jacob, and then we'll come back and talk about that a little bit and do a little Netflix review and stuff like that. Keep it like this week, something different for you. So we're gonna check out the interview I did, or the Sittin and Bullshittin. They're not really an interview; it's just a chat session with my good friend, comedian, former Vatos, or not former. There are no former Vatos Locos of comedy, but the Vatos Loco comedy, Jacob Rodrigues. Check it out. Oh, there we go. Just sitting and bullshitting here.
Sitting and bullshitting?
I don't know. Something yeah. BS sesh. I don't know what we're going to call these, but we're getting them going here with my homie, with the OG below, Jacob Rodrigues, man. How's it going, dude? Man, what's going on, dude? Good. Welcome to the new podcast digs.
I love it. I love what you've done. With it. Hell yeah, it's tight, dude.
Yeah, man, trying to go
one-stop shop,
legit with it, man. It only took us a few years back from when we were in the baby's room.
That's what you talked about,
with a card table and folding chairs.
Yeah, I have one of those tables too. It's all fucking bent in the middle.
Yeah, we'd have to set everything up. Yeah, exactly. So this is what he's plug and play, man. Let's sit down and do it, man. How you been, man?
Good, dude. Quarantine, pandemic, 2020.
Yeah, just doing it.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm essential.
You still gotta work. Yeah,
I gotta work. Yeah. I gotta work, which sucks. I wish they were like, "Fuck, you know what? Take some time off. We're gonna pay you."
Right. Oh, they gave you a little bit of time?
No. I'm just saying. I wish they would.
Oh, you wish they would have. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just doing that. Still working. And
world keeps on turning, man.
Yeah, working, and then the kids, family, wife, and just living the American dream. Chilling, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I have. Since I haven't done stand-up in a while, it's been over a fucking year, dude.
Wow.
I know.
Really? I was
over a year.
I was actually thinking about that because I got the show coming up with Jingo this weekend.
Yeah.
And you told me that you're going out and that you got tickets and all that, but you're going with your wife. Like it's a date night, right?
Yeah,
and I guess like I didn't think about it at the time. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then like after I was talking, I was like, that's a bit weird. Like Jacob just being there, like
it is
as a audience member because he's gonna be with his wife, so it's not like you could just come hang. I mean, you're probably gonna come say hello or whatever.
Yeah.
But the majority of your night's gonna be at the table, right?
Exactly, bullshit.
Right. I was like, it's different. It's different because even if you weren't going on stage, you at least come by, hang out in the back, chop it up a little
I never
bit.
fucking sit down.
Never sit down. But you're gonna sit down at the table, get your fucking bucket of beer,
right?
Your cheese sticks like a normie, bro. That's cool, but the good part is you've taken some time off, so maybe you're able, because comics always talk about like when you can't just go to a show and enjoy it when you're actually in it. Like you're
right.
No,
you're right, dude.
As much as I love going to see Steve Trevino, there's still part of me that's like, oh, I like the way he did that. I like the way he did that joke. Instead of just laughing at the joke.
Exactly. You appreciate the writing and the time,
Right. You appreciate it differently. It's not that you don't enjoy it, but you enjoy it for different reasons.
I was just telling that to the guys at work, my whole perspective on comedy changed when I started doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Shit that I years ago, for me when I was a kid, and I didn't think was funny, was hilarious to me now. Just because I appreciated, like, damn, like how they did shit, and how they did shit, and how they had callbacks or whatever. And I'm talking about any kind of comedy, movies, whether it's actually specials. It was just like a whole fucking other appreciation, and even people, because it's like even with all this shit going on right now, it's like fuck. I've told several people that like. Dude, like, comedy really opened my fucking mind to like just everything, bro. Like, I mean, and I know comics listening right now. If you're not fucking saying that, and you ain't doing it right, But it should like really all types of people. We've seen those people open mic, weird motherfuckers.
Yeah,
fucking people that are just like wow, naturally fucking talented as shit.
Yeah,
depressed motherfuckers, just all kinds of stuff. But it's like we're all the same.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, there is a common element. The people that think funny.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone has a sense of humor. Everyone has the capacity to be funny. Comedians have to get their minds to a point where they see the funny before they see anything else. That's why we get ourselves in trouble with a too soon or whatever shit, because that's where our mind goes. Something happens. Okay, everyone's safe. Okay, cool. What's funny about that? Like, it's a coping mechanism. It's where our mind goes.
Or they just feel you're not supposed to.
Anything else? Like,
that's taboo. And it's like, as a comic, like,
you're supposed to question that supposed to. Well, why am I not supposed to?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I joke about this?
And it's like, dude, I haven't watched a stand-up special in no shit. Probably years, dude. Until I just saw Jesus's. That's the last. That's the first one I've seen in at least 3 years.
Dude, unless it's someone I know and like.
Yeah.
That part is important. Like, I don't like comedy specials. Right. Like, and I know that that's probably a weird thing to hear from a stand-up, right? Because that's what I want. I mean, I want a special, but I'm telling you honestly, once you've seen live comedy and see what what that's like. I used to love comedy specials when I was in college.
Right.
But now, I'm like, yeah, that just didn't feel the same.
Right.
That connection wasn't there. Yeah. Like it's different. Man, it's like watching a concert on DVD.
Exactly.
It's not the same thing, man. No. You can't tell me. If you watch a Pink Floyd DVD, you didn't go to a Pink Floyd concert. Like it's not the same experience. Exactly. And everyone who was there knows. Right. That's like a fraction of what it felt like to be there.
You didn't have the experience.
Yeah, you didn't get the experience, and that's right. That's what scares me, because sometimes I'll see some of these comics and I'll watch it and be like, I mean, like even Jesus, hilarious fucking special, great special. And
live though,
but it was my wife's first time seeing him. She had never seen him, and I was like, I want you to understand, like, this guy destroys a fucking room, levels a fucking room. Doesn't matter who's there, who's not, how many people, or anything. Like levels the fucking place. There's nothing left.
God, you're so badass.
What he is, I was like, and for whatever reason, the cameras couldn't quite capture that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was hilarious.
I felt that. It was good. And this is coming from two guys who have done shows with them.
Right.
Seen them like, oh, dude, and he fucking...
From the beginning, from the jump.
Right. I think, funny. Yeah, and it was great. And it was a great special, but it's like, fuck, you just get that full experience, man.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Like, well, speaking of, it's kind of weird how people like that, like, as far as comedy, like you said, there's differences. I feel like I gravitate towards the guys that kind of came into it naturally.
Yeah.
Like yourself. Like, you're one of those guys that started off good from the jump. Like, you never had a too much of a time period where it was like, oh, okay, he's still figuring it out. Like, I remember the first time I think it was the first time you got on stage. It was at my mic, right?
Your mic,
you came with material, and I remember seeing you. I was like, okay, this guy wrote something. He came with something. Some people just come up there and
just fucking wing it. And shit.
They wing it, or they're just telling jokes that they heard somewhere else and trying to pass them off as their own. Like, the first time open micer, you never know what you're gonna get, But as you're in it for a while, you start to, like, you can see, like, oh, okay, that person's going to be a writer. Like, like, that person's going to come with new jokes, new material. This person just kind of wants to get up there and say crude stuff and make their friends laugh. And if they get a few other laughs, that's fucking great too. And so you're one of those people that just came in all guns firing, like you had material.
It was kind of one of those bucket things. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And I was similar the same way. I think you were hosting at the club within a month or two.
Yeah, a month or two. Yeah.
Right. And I was the same way. And I know Midnight. That's his story too.
Yeah.
He just kind of there wasn't a whole lot of time where you sucked. Like you got to the point where
I think you're just naturally funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That plays. That's gonna get you. It's gonna shave off time.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen guys who aren't actually funny, but then now, fucking 2 years later,
you don't have to. You don't have to be.
But that's what helps.
Yeah. I've seen some people where I was like, yeah, that dude's not gonna make it, but they put in the work and they did the time. So it is something you can work on and build.
Yeah, but the work's ultimately the thing. Whether you're naturally funny or writing, like, you got to do the work because
the naturally funny guys still got to get better, right? Because if you come back that next year around with the same material,
right? And that's what gets me, dude. That's why it's like, I know, like, I'll never probably, comedy is not a thing for me. Like, I've realized that it's taken me back to when I first started. I look and it's like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, damn, I wasted a lot of time fucking around with comedy. You know what I mean? In my personal, not that I don't love it. I'm just saying, like, time away from family, or
absolutely.
Hey, my son didn't play not because of this, for another reason, or whatever. I just miss shit.
Right.
And it's like, okay, now I'm at the point where it's like, fuck, dude, I just turned 40 in April, right? Bro, I turned 40 in April. But fuck me, it didn't fuck me up, but it just got me thinking, like, oh shit, dude, I'm getting ready for fucking retirement here, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. And I've been thinking about this.
Yeah, because your service time counts, right? Dude, so when are you looking at? I mean, to get into your personal
I can
business.
retire at 25. If you do 25, for whatever comes first, 25 or 50. Right? 25 years or the age of 50. Well, I'll be 25 years in when I'm 46.
Okay. So 50 is very reasonable.
Yeah, dude, but I'm talking about 46.
You're going for it first year algebra? All right.
And the reason being,
I couldn't get my dad to leave, dude. We had to make him.
See, that's one of the reasons why. And don't get me wrong, dude. There's a lot of old school dudes that that would tell me, dude, but that's the kind of thing that holds people down.
If you don't have anything to go do, exactly. But you have something that you want to do. And 46 is still young, especially
I want to get your retirement till 62, 65, whatever it was. There's a lot of research I got to do, but it's still like like in that time, dude, I can do whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of shit that I've always wanted to do that I haven't done, whether it's real estate or fucking doing my own business, comedy, for example. That's never going to go away from me. Like,
it's just never a thing that you kind of on pause for.
I fucking crunch it at work every day. You know what I mean? Like, I stay sharp in that area, but it's just like the writing part. Okay, I don't have time right now, or it's just I'm busy.
Right.
Whatever.
And that's the thing for you. You have enough respect for it to know, like, hey, you couldn't devote the time that you wanted to devote to your family and the time that you wanted to. Yeah. One of them was going to suffer, and you weren't willing to.
Right.
You didn't want that. You didn't want either one of them to suffer because you had respect for the comedy, and of course you got love for your family. It's a balancing act, man. And
badass because got to see you guys, especially you, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out.
And I got so much love for y'all motherfuckers. I'm serious. Because I see people, it's weird because a lot of times, like, I like a lot of stuff at work or whatever, and it doesn't fucking it never takes because just the service where I'm at in work, right? And I'll see it later. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, but I see a lot of things like on Facebook from you and the dudes in San Antonio and some guys here, and fuck. Badass.
Yeah, man.
It is, dude.
Yeah, it is.
But y'all put in the work for it. But you just prove to all these comics that want to do it, like, hey, dude.
Can do, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But you can't be fucking picky and shit like we were talking out there, like right now at the time. Like, it's almost like you're starting over again. You got to fucking drop your shit and try new shit.
Yeah, you got to adapt. You got to adapt. You got to do, and I was stuck in my way. I was telling you outside, I was like, I didn't want to do no Zoom shows.
Right.
I was like, but I took a shot. I did that first one, and I was like, okay, that's not bad. And that opened me up to doing that drive-in show that I did this weekend. And it's that. You're going to have to grow. And then being a family man in comedy, that's where we always bonded. Because when I started, I was already a father of one, and you already had two, right, when you started. Gwen wasn't born yet. So we always kind of like that. We weren't the ones fucking around and let's go get drunk and party all night. Like, no, this is we're here because we're passionate about comedy, but we also got our family back home.
Exactly, we got responsibilities.
Right? Yeah. I gotta go home. I gotta make pancakes in the morning. I gotta work in the morning.
Got shit to do.
Had a job, so that's always like that. I would have a lot of respect for guys that balance that because I know how hard it is being a father or an active father and a comedian at the same time is like 10 times a day. You question yourself. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, every time you miss a parent-teacher conference or PTA, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, fucking, I should be fucking cutting up someone's fucking chicken burger right now. I'm like, not fucking here telling dick jokes. But
that's your job, though.
But it is. But now just like and that's what allows you when it becomes a job and you're actually, okay, this is how I provide or at least, pay a portion of the bill, you start to change. But especially when you're in that growing part where it's not paying the bills and you're breaking even.
You're doing it. We're always doing it for the love of comedy and for the love of it. That's why you fucking started.
Yeah.
And then once you're fucking, at least this is what I did. I'm like, I weighed my shit. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I can't. I just can't do that right now.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do. Which, dude, for a while I was kind of like, that's why I do the podcast. That's why I'm hated all that shit right now too. But it was just like, man, dude, like, been coaching my son. So,
your kids are active too.
Oh, dude,
your kids do stuff. My plays video games.
But it was that. But what I mean is that, like, I have a job. This is your job.
Right.
You're right. I had a job already, so I was already getting 40, 50 hours a week doing that.
Mm.
Then I'm putting in comedy. Then I'm doing landscape.
And you had a landscape business when you
so
started comedy.
where's the time for, hey, dude, let's go throw the ball. You know what I mean?
You're burning it.
So that's why now I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like fuck, dude. I've honestly never felt better.
Yeah, it's good. So you're like a dad coach, now.
Yeah, well,
a little bit.
Kind of, right? I coached a couple of seasons with my son. He was playing
baseball, football.
We were playing actually flag 7-on-7.
Oh, okay.
In the summer, dude. And then in the winter, and then he broke his ankle this past football season. He worked his ass off all summer, training and shit. And dude was doing good. 3 games in, broke his ankle, so put him back. So we rehabbed him, and during this time, I'm there with him, dude. Like, whatever, practice, all that stuff, training at the house, and he's doing good now. Now they just started the season again, so fuck with all this shit.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary.
Yeah, and then how are they even going to do for? I know college talk about doing a 6-game season.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck,
and
you don't want to be like, okay, let's. Because I'm not gonna be like we were talking, like, okay, no one's leaving the house,
right?
Okay, we're good. Football season good. Okay, son, go play football. Like,
you still may couldn't leave the house.
Yeah, well, not only that, you'd be like, fuck, I'm not even ready.
That could go out of nowhere.
Exactly. So it's just like, fuck it, No.
You still got the little home gym back there?
Yeah.
Does he get out there?
Yeah, he does, dude. I haven't really been hitting too much, but see, he does a lot of shit with the school right now. So it's like,
he's getting
once he gets home, it's kind of like, hey, it's there. Let's run it. If you want, the last week he's been fucking hitting pretty good over at turf and at school. So he's all right, dude. I mean, I just want him to stay motivated and
that's good.
What do the shit that I used to do.
What does he play?
He plays receiver. Yeah,
oh, okay.
He plays receiver and
oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's good. But he just enjoys it. It's fun. I like seeing it. I try to get my daughters too.
Yeah, he's good. So he takes some hits then. Like,
yeah, dude. He's not a big dude.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. He's a wiry guy.
When that fucking man, when he broke his ankle, it was just a big dude just landed on his ankle.
Wrong. Yeah.
And that guy was fucking huge, bro. I mean, he was fucking.
And he caught him.
Yeah, dude, it was just like,
he was just in the right spot.
Yeah, he was right there. And Jake didn't. When he was running, he just like, it was a big dude. It was just kind of like running into almost a brick wall. Tried to do a little spin.
Couldn't go around. I needed 2 spins for that.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, he doesn't have like a 4-foot spin.
I was a 3-spinner.
I was a 3-spinner, right? And he got him, dude. And it sucked. It sucked because it was like, as a dad, I was fucking just proud as shit when they put him in because I know how hard he had been working all summer.
Yeah.
Last year he was playing a receiver, and this year they had put him a quarterback, right? He was a backup.
Okay.
To one of his best friends. Cool, dude. I don't mind that. I just want to have a good time. But it was tripping me out because one day he came home. He's like, "Hey, kind of." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, they don't just throw you at quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, they see something in you.
Right.
If they're gonna put you there, you know what I mean? So I just, hey, dude, you're straight, you're good. So he kept at it. They fucking put him in. He was do all right, and then that ends up happening. So it was kind of like, dude. So when I saw that, I remember being in the stands and like he went down, and it didn't look bad at all. Like, no shit, it just looked like a regular tackle.
Yeah.
So then he got up and he was limping. Then 2 of his friends helped him. I was like, oh, he's cool. He's sitting on the bench, for a couple of minutes looking, and then I'm like, okay, he's on the bench. He's still on the fucking bench. And then they're like,
oh, the trainer was there.
Yeah, the trainer's around him, and then I get a call on my phone. And they're like, Mr. Rodrigues, yeah, we're here, blah blah, CCISD, blah blah. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm right over there. Yeah, so I go over there, dude. It was fucked up because when I get there, like, he's there and he's all fucking without, so he's like got a tear in his eye from just like fuck not playing and shit, know. And so the trainer has the ice on it and she's like, it's either dislocated or broken. All right, and she pulls the ice off, and that motherfucker with like his fucking shin was all the way to the right and his ankle was over here. You know what I mean? Wow. So it was like, it was one of those things, dude. It was like, oh fuck. I was like, oh shit. Like
why is he saying, like, why don't I have him in my truck going to the hospital right now?
And so all his friends came over and they were fucking like, hey Jake, how are you? Oh, all of them made that face. Like, oh shit. And then, we got in the golf cart and took him to the emergency room. And but it was just one
He wasn't in pain. Like the adrenaline hadn't come out yet from like was he like screaming?
No, he said it didn't really hurt too bad. Hurt, but yeah, he was just. It was after once it started. A couple of days later. That's when he was like.
And that ankle. I mean, when I had my car wreck, I just broke a little bone in my ankle, and I could tell, but you could feel it right away because I told them I was like, something's wrong with my foot. It's not hurting me, but I know I feel it like starting to swell up or whatever, right. And I remember they tried to give me Vicodin at the hospital, dude. Like some young Doogie Howser fucking doctor walked in. He's like, you want some Vicodin? I was like, whoa. I just told you it's not hurting me. I was like, I was still, this was years ago, and I was still a little more straight laced than I am.
Oh, I was going to say, you were coming.
I was like, that's how, I had an uncle that had gotten hooked on that shit. Yeah. On the oxys and Vicodin and all that shit when all that shit was going around. Yeah. And I knew that's why we're in the state that we are right now with the opium epidemic, because for years they were just, you broke some shit? Oh, here you go. Fucking here you go. Fucking that's why you had dudes with jobs losing their houses because you got them hooked on this fucking opium shit that you gave them because they hurt their back at work one time. Yeah. And then they got hooked on the shit. And now they're fucking buying it on the fucking street. What
we're saying is legalize weed, guys.
If you would have just legalized weed.
That's it.
And don't get it for everything, right? Because that's why I was like, nah, dude, I just told you it doesn't hurt. Like, isn't there something like lower? Like lower tab or like.
Shit, even that. It's just as bad.
Yeah, well, then here, I was all like, it's not hurting. He goes, well, it might hurt tomorrow. I was like, but I can go to my doctor tomorrow. Right? Like, why don't we?
For right now.
He goes, then you can just take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Why didn't you start there, bitch? Like, why didn't you go?
You took me on the fucking roller coaster.
Like, well, I just didn't want you to be in pain. Yeah, crack will kill the pain too, but like, you don't seem to be signing up for that shit.
Right. You're right, though. They do the same shit too, man. Ain't a fucking problem, man.
Yeah.
With just narcotics, like, oh, okay, cool. Here, take that.
Yeah.
Take this when you actually have fucking problems. But anyway,
it is what it is. But he's doing good now. The ankles.
Yeah, dude, he's healed up, man. And I mean, I just enjoy seeing him grow. And how we all do.
Yeah.
Whatever our kids are doing. My daughter. I feel bad though, because he gets a lot of attention right now because of his age and his sports, and and just the male factor of us. Bonding, dude. So my girls are always going,
same thing. Yeah,
just
check in with them.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, I mean, because I miss my daughter.
Yeah, at different points, I feel like I'm starting to realize that too. About like with Josh, when he was younger, he played baseball and football, and luckily I wasn't traveling a lot back then, so I got to be there for a lot of that. Now I couldn't get him to play a sport.
Yeah,
it's just not who he is. He tried it. He tried basketball, he tried football, he tried baseball, he did boxing for a little bit. He did soccer. Like he tried them all. He just never found one that was like they got him up to go. I feel like when a kid likes it, like that kid wants to say, hey Dad, can we go in the backyard? Yeah. Like he was never that kid. It was always me like, hey, let's go. You wanna go practice? You wanna go do something? So now it's his video games. That's what, and his art. He likes drawing and shit. So I try to take an interest in that.
No, I think artistic side is.
He started to play guitar.
Oh, that's great.
But I gotta let him be. He doesn't want me to like teach him. He's trying to like learn on his own. Yeah. So like I'm taking the hands-off approach. I'm like, hey man, like you need me to help you tune it. Like you need me.
You're also gonna that's not a G.
Yeah. I was like, you good? Like the other day, I was in
pinky down.
I was in there playing video games with him because that's what Louis is into right now. He just wants me to play fucking Roblox with the Lego
Roblox,
world.
They're fucking insane.
Yeah, just go play Roblox.
Oh,
yeah, all day.
Some game called
Piggy, yeah, he loves Piggy.
Fucking kill people.
Yeah, he had me playing that shit with him last night here. I was like, all right, dude. I was like, wait, that's not a pig. Why didn't it kill me? That's a rabbit. He goes, oh, but the rabbit's working with him.
Oh, dude.
I was like,
that game was a fucking trip. It was funny because I just saw my daughter like come out of the bushes and fucking stab somebody in the back.
I think it's hilarious.
Like, yeah, she didn't know I was watching her though. I was like, "When? What'd you do?" She was like, "Oh my god!" Like it was funny because it was like,
but it's not bloody at all. Like it's weird because it's like violent, but it's just like it really is like fun. Like okay, like there's no way they think that's real. Like everyone's dressed up as like fucking neon fucking pink rabbit. Some of the
I tripped out.
It's based off of Peppa Pig. That's what my son told me. He said that's why it's playing in the background, which is weird because I'll hear the music because the little one Lindsay watches it, and then I'll hear it on his phone, and it's the same music. Dun, 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 dun.
I didn't realize that was Peppa Pig.
Yeah, so Roblox is like an open platform thing where like anyone that knows how to code can basically design their own game from scratch.
Oh yeah.
And Josh got into it because Josh took a couple classes on video game. Creating video games. He did a camp. So one time, I remember he goes, "I want the Roblox Builder, which is a different software, not to play it, to design, where you can design your own like little world for these kids, and then you can put it on the Roblox site, and that's what the kids get to play.
Oh shit!
Basically, so that's why it's kind of like sometimes you'll hear mixed reviews about it as far as parents because you don't know. Like every game on there the kid has to play, it's not just Roblox. There's different worlds that they can go into, and some of them are more child appropriate than others. You know, at the end of the day, they're still like pixelated cartoons. You know, so they're not going to see anything terribly graphic.
Right.
But you know, I guess some of the games are a little more suspect than others. But the Piggy one, that's why I like playing with them because at least I go in there and I see like this is just. Oh, you're hitting them with a hammer, you know. Yeah. But like you don't actually see them hit with the hammer. There's no blood. Like it's just like you had a hammer and you hit. Yeah. Mortal Kombat was. That's what I'm saying. Like the games that I played were way bloodier, and I know I didn't come out as no fucking psycho serial killer.
Games were badass.
Or am I?
Wait.
But you know, so it's hard to say. Like, hey, don't play that when I know I played way worse, and it didn't affect me in any kind of way. It didn't come out as any kind of deviance or anything like that. Yeah. You know? Remember that shit with Mortal Kombat?
Oh yeah.
Like it was on the news. Parents were fucking flipping the fuck out.
Fucking flipped it. It was gray on Super NES. They graded it red. I remember.
Yeah, with the blood.
I think on Sega Genesis, they had blood.
Yeah,
and Sega it was like they were talking. I don't know. It was like a feud, and then Super Nintendo just ended up doing no blood. It was a fucking big deal. I mean, that was about the time. I mean, shit. Yeah, that was like what 1993.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. I love that this became like the little Dadcast episode because I just realized it's like Father's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no shit, right? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. The only reason I know new shoes, some new socks, man.
For real, I need some new shoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's when I get new shoes or some shorts. I used to get some shorts, but I got some new shorts already for quarantine. So. Right. Because I was like, I ain't wearing no pants. I wear jeans all the time. Every time I leave the house, I was like, so for like 2 months, man, I just sat around in shorts.
Fuck yeah, that fucking hair go through the ball.
Yeah, and I guess she got tired of seeing me in the same damn shorts, so she was, one day she was like, I ordered you some new shorts. She goes, those other ones are all torn up already. I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's all I wear.
Yeah, you always worn the Dickie shorts, right? Yeah. Like that's your go-to. Yeah, I've never been a shorts guy. So this is the most I've been.
Yeah, it's just different, man. I have a couple of pairs of pants. I never fucking like them.
So even to work, do you have to wear pants to work?
Oh, I love it that we can wear shorts at work.
Oh, you can wear shorts at work?
Yeah, that was like...
That's cool.
Yeah, dude. It was weird because, it's been a long fucking time. I always say, like, when I got out of the military, it was like, I worked for Budweiser and it was shorts.
Right.
Which was great. And then the base was fucking badass too, but I remember just, being in the military, you have your stuffed blouse and your sweat's going down your legs, and I just fucking hated that.
That feeling.
Yeah, that feeling, dude, because it was a lot of sweat.
That makes sense.
And so it was like, fuck, when I was working for Budweiser, when I got out, I remember I used to say that, when we'd see the beer truck at fucking Fort Bragg, I was like, dude, I'm going to work for Budweiser one day. We would just drink all the time. Yeah. I was just talking shit. but I actually put it out in the universe. And when I got out, I started working for Budweiser. But it was badass because you could wear shorts.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I've been wearing shorts to work since about 2005.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like, I'm just a shorts guy.
Yeah, you see it, and I guess I'm getting to that point because I always just saw shorts as like around the house shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you might go to basketball shorts. Maybe you got to go to the stores.
Yeah.
Corner stores. That's cool. Yeah, those are nice. Those
are comfortable.
Those are your dress shorts.
Yeah, and then when I wear pants, I wear Dickie pants.
Honey, have you seen my going out shorts?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so fucking pissed that I put these bitches on this today to come here because, we're painting. That's what, everybody in the quarantine. That's what we're doing. We're fucking painting, remodeling, and doing shit like that. If you're able to,
right at your level, yeah. But whatever you can do as you can.
So we're fucking painting the living room, and I already fucking know because I've done several painting jobs throughout our marriage that we've been together, right? And so I wore these fucking shorts, dude, because I got out of work, finished, and I got paint on them, man. And I was like, shit. And then the next day we were painting. My dumbass did it against my other fucking pair of shorts. Fucking now I don't have
That's awesome. So what? Today's your day off, or you got to go to work?
I got to go to work here.
Okay, well, I'm not going to keep you too much longer, so you can go do what you got to do, man. Jacob, it was great sitting, bullshitting with you like old times, man. I know we got some people that still listen to the Vlog podcast. I know they probably wonder where'd they all go. Jacob's been coaching.
I'm here.
But don't count them out just yet. Those kids tend to grow up way too fast, man.
Yeah, sure.
And you got that retirement coming up. So you think we're gonna see you a little bit, a few years?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no, here soon, man.
Here soon.
Just in and out.
Dude. In and out.
In and out.
So
no hurry.
Basically, when you see them, catch it because you never you never know. You had a podcast. Is that still on hiatus right now?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, Stay in Your Lane.
Yeah,
Stay in Your Lane podcast on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube. Make sure you check that out. Happy early Father's Day to you. I hope you get those shoes, man.
To you too, man. I need them, though.
And some new shorts. Come down here. He messed up he messed up the shorts with the paint.
I was painting the living room.
What'd you get? Ruby red? Razzie red. Art imitates life sometimes, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, good, Jake. Good talking to you, bro.
You too, man. Thanks for having me.
All right.
That did seem like old times,
wasn't it?
Yes.
A little for those true OGs before before there even was the OG podcast. There was the VLOC podcast, about the Locos comedy podcast. So hopefully it was a little walk down memory lane for my 91% male listeners out there. Those of y'all that were Vlog fans back in the day. Hopefully they gave you a little.
Hey, I was a Vlog fan back in the day.
You were, yeah.
So it's not just male listeners.
We recorded pretty much all of them in your house. So. I think I even started recording them here even before I moved in here officially. Is that accurate?
No.
Why does that feel like that's the case?
Really?
I know we started. Yeah, I think, or maybe I hadn't. Maybe because part of the reason the Vlog podcast came apart is we live pretty in close proximity to Jake.
Right.
So he was never able to. On Blast Podcast, he used to record downtown or on the west side.
Yeah.
So it was always a trek for him to get over there. So he lives like 5 minutes from here.
Yeah.
So it was good to like I said, I hadn't seen him in quarantine. We still social distance a little bit. We didn't, he sat over there and I sat over here. But it's pretty much like old times, like you said. But we some nice noticeable upgrades.
Yeah, I was thinking right away that y'all are definitely dads. Like y'all have always been dads,
much
but it seemed
older, much calmer.
Yeah.
We're teen fathers now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely different. It was weird. That wasn't. I didn't do like any topics on the board. I just kind of. I want those to kind of be a little more. Just fluid, sitting down with some good friends, some good conversation. I don't want to like interview anybody necessarily. Just kind of a little hangout session, and it's kind of allows me to kind of talk comedy shop.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard when I talk comedy with you. It's much more like I feel like I'm explaining something to you.
Probably, yeah.
And I feel like it maybe even comes across when you're talking shop to somebody that's not in the business. It comes across like you're talking down or you're mansplaining or whatever the negative, where no one likes shit to be explained to them nowadays. Apparently,
I ask all the time.
It's like, don't need you to explain anything to me. Okay, well, you kind of don't know what's going on, so I thought maybe I could explain. But yeah, so that the nice part about these sitting, bullshitting, whatever I'm going to call them, is that I can kind of talk shop freely and bounce back ideas with someone like Jake. Tried to get Luis Suarez. We recorded one. I just wasn't happy with the quality of it, and one of the good things that we've worked on past our episode 10, we really kind of dialed in our sound. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but we haven't put out a rough sounding podcast in quite a while. So I'm hoping that's part of the reason why we've seen some growth here lately, even in the last few weeks. So definitely, like I said, want to pay attention to the production value a little bit more and everything else. So thanks for Jacob Rodrigues for stopping by. Make sure you check him out at JRod Comedy on all social media. You can watch those back episodes of a Stay in the Lane podcast. And yeah, so hopefully that was a nice little treat for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that. We've had a good week. Like I said, did the weekend, did the private parties, and now ready to get back to the Chingo Bling tour. Got a couple new projects with him. Still working on the album. We did manage to squeeze in some movie time.
We did. We watched a couple of movies.
We did we?
Yeah.
What
we
else?
Watched,
what did we watch?
The Other Missy.
Oh, we did watch that. Okay,
and
so that's a Netflix one.
The King of Staten Island.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do those two. Some movie reviews, because we've been doing a lot of shows lately.
Yeah.
So, movie premiere. It's on Fandango. Or what did we get on?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. It's a rental. It's a brand new movie release. I think it was a movie that was supposed to have come out.
It was never supposed to come out in theaters. I saw an article about it. No, it was always supposed to be on demand. So when they originally released it in theaters to 100 theaters, that's why they pulled it off, because it was never supposed to be released in theaters.
So it was like a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was always supposed to be video on demand release.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Because it was. I mean, I could see watching it. I could see it having gone to see it in a movie theater. Mm-hmm. So interesting. So
Judd Apatow said it himself. Yeah.
Judd Apatow said it.
You know it must be true.
It must be true. Mr. Freaks and Geeks, 40-year-old version, knocked up, Superbad himself. No, he didn't do Superbad.
No,
I think he produced Superbad. He was attached to it somehow. But yeah,
so it was. Yeah, we saw those two movies.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you think? Going in, King of Staten Island. Pete. Well, first of all, we're not Pete Davidson fans.
No,
I'm not even really a Judd Apatow fan. I like some of his early work. I like Freaking Geeks and I like 40-Year-Old Virgin and all that. But I'm not like a fanboy, right? You know, I don't think that everything he does is. Definitely don't think he's the funniest person. Especially after seeing his stand up, I'm like, this guy couldn't fucking find funny with a funny stick. You know, he's just, yeah. He's a great director. He knows funny when he sees it. He just doesn't know it when he says it. Apparently, you know. It's just, it's bad.
So yeah, we weren't big fans of either.
But I am a Bill Burr fan. Yes. So I wanted to see what, his first major role that I've seen him in, where he was actually a main character in the film. A lot of dialogue. And what'd you think? What'd you think of the movie? Basically loosely based off of Pete Davidson's life, I feel. Mm-hmm. It's kind of just him playing a misunderstood, immature, depressed, troubled, tattooed guy. Like I feel like this is the second movie recently that we've seen him play that exact same character.
Yeah. A lot of, because when I was reading that article, a lot of people were saying how they liked how it portrayed mental illness.
Okay. So the mental illness, like something's actually wrong with this guy.
Right.
Right.
And so it was very positive.
Which he does himself battle mental illness, or he's been very vocal about that, I believe. So not picking on the guy.
Yeah, no,
or whatever. Just say
it was a semi-autobiographical.
Okay, it was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to like the other one about where he was befriending, it was more just centered on him being immature and pot-headed. But still, the character is very similar. So hopefully, I get that he's dealing with that in real life, and definitely he, applaud him for talking about it outwardly. But that doesn't mean that should be the only characters he plays allowed to play, like, because it's acting. Like if you were only allowed to take roles that look and sound like how you really are, then that's not acting. You're just
you're pigeonholed.
You're pigeonholed, but you're just being yourself on camera and being told what to say. Like that's it. Someone's writing things that they think you're gonna say, which is fine. But at some point, as an actor, I'm sure he wants to grow. At some point, he's gonna want to play a father.
Yeah.
True. So, for longevity's sake, I hope he doesn't get pigeonholed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I like the movie. I thought it was a nice watch. It was something different. Like you said, it wasn't anything different than what I'm used to seeing him play. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, you have to see it for his acting ability.
Right.
It was
right. It wasn't a stretch for him.
Yeah. It was just a good movie to watch.
Yeah. Some funny parts, outlandishly funny.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because oh man, they actually did that. They actually went there.
Yeah.
Like he actually tattooed a kid.
Yeah.
Like that's a trailer scene. So he,
no spoilers.
No spoilers there. Yeah. But it's autobiographical. Okay. His dad was a fireman and died. That's autobiographical for Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr playing a firefighter was actually fairly believable.
I totally believed it. Yes. Yeah.
So that's cool. I don't know if I believe Steve Buscemi as a firefighter.
Really?
But yeah, I guess I don't know. He just seems like kind of. I don't know. I don't see Steve Buscemi. He wasn't believable for me as a hero in Armageddon either. I don't know. He always just comes off kind of like nerdy, kind of wimpy. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just because of that's the way he was portrayed in a lot of the Adam Sandler movies, and maybe he just played that so well. I mean, I know he definitely has a lot more acting range, but it's just hard for me to see him outside of like Reservoir Dogs. In like a tough guy kind of role. So overall, what do you give the film?
I'm gonna go 3.5.
3.5? Okay, I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna go 3.75. Definitely not a 4-star. Is someone knocking, or is that one of the dogs? I think it's
the dogs, but I think that he's scratching and he's probably like up against the door. So
he's trying to get out. The dog?
No, like he's scratching himself.
Oh,
and so he's like rubbing the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I was like, who do we have locked up? We don't normally keep the dogs back there for any kind of reason. Anyway, in the other movie last night, we watched another movie called The Wrong Missy.
The Wrong Missy, yes.
I've been controlling the selections as of late. And so I just, you were going to play the trailer for me. I said, nope, this is Blind Faith. You want to watch it? I trust you. Let's watch it because I had already seen the graphic for the film. I was already not interested. David Spade as a leading man does not interest me at all. I think Father of the Year was great. But I was like, what are the chances that he gets two scripts like that in a row? And then I didn't even know who the female lead was. She just looked annoying. That's the character. Yeah. She was supposed to be annoying. Yeah. So success on her. I'm not being mean to her. She looked annoying, and that even came across in the graphic for the film. I was like, yeah, that looks like it's just gonna piss me off. So I was like, okay, but she's apparently saw the trailer. I didn't even give the trailer a shot. Like, I don't want to watch the trailer and then say no.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to watch the trailer and be like, yeah, I really don't want to watch it. I'm annoyed with her already. So I was like, let me just watch the movie and see where it goes. The female lead, not a lot of redeeming qualities on her. They had to work their asses off to. It's a rom-com.
Yes.
It's where he goes. The setup, the premise is he goes on a blind date with this really eccentric, out there woman. It starts off their blind date by playing a practical joke on him. Follows him into the restroom, pulls a knife on somebody.
It's so ridiculous.
Like out there. I'm not just like, oh, you're only saying that because she's a woman. If it was a man, it'd be funny. Like, no, it was annoying behavior. Like,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
And it's very difficult for an actor to play that with any kind of redemption. Like, what about Bob style level? Like, where it's like, God, this guy's fucking annoying. Why won't he fucking go away? That's the character she was playing. So, okay, how do you then make her the romantic interest in the movie? And then after that date, he ends up breaking his foot because he tries to jump out of a fucking restroom to get away from her.
So dumb.
Then he meets another woman with the same first name as her at a hotel, at a airport. That's a beauty queen. And then through a mix-up of rom-com proportions, the original Missy starts texting him, and he thinks he's texting the beauty queen, and invites her to Hawaii. And guess who shows up? The original whack job, Missy. And now wackiness ensues. It's like, okay, this is like very 90s rom-com setup. Annoying female lead. David Spade's not an entirely likable guy. He's a great sidekick, but never liked him as a lead. So that being said, strikes going in against it.
Yes.
It was a fun film.
Yes, it was.
It was fun. Rob Schneider was in it. It was a Happy Madison production. Definitely, a lot of respect for Sandler. His loyalty. He's definitely kept food on the table for a lot of his buddies. Kept their SAG cards active with his production company. And man, isn't that a beautiful thing just to be able to do when you make it? To be able to just keep the guys working that started with you. So
for sure.
So it was good. Spade did all right. Like I said, he wasn't really rooting for him. There was nothing to like, oh, I really want him to get that job or to get the girl or to find himself. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, it kind of sucks that you're going through this, but you're kind of just a wet towel. And there's a couple story gaps, but ultimately as a rom-com, if you like rom-coms,
it was just a fun watch.
It's a fun watch. It was fun. Some funny scenes. They're in Hawaii, so it's a beautiful backdrop. And there's antics in the ocean, and there's drinking and drugs, and so a lot of sexual innuendo. And
it's a good time.
Sarah Chalk makes out with a chick. So I mean, there's a lot of positives in the movie. So I give it a 3.5. I
was going to say a 3.5. Yeah.
3.5. 3.5 for the wrong Missy, and that is on Netflix. So one that you have to pay for, King of Staten Island, and one that's on your Netflix, the wrong Missy. All right.
Good job, babe.
Good job for me. Guys, make sure you're checking out the YouTube episode. The episode's on YouTube, youtube.com/Universal Comedy. You can also subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you drop us a review on iTunes. Those help us out with our visibility. We appreciate that. Also, don't forget, we got the OG stickers here. Still available. The stack is dwindling, but we still got some available. Gonna give some out this weekend at the shows, and so we still have those available. Cash App, $, Javilunacomedy, just like Kesha. And Venmo at Universal Comedy. You can get it on there. Make sure you follow me at javilunacomedy on Instagram and Twitter. I'm starting to tweet again. Woo! So if you're a Twitter head, you can follow my tweets on there. So that's it. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully we'll have a few other little surprises for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. See y'all later. One love.